Guys, gals, and fellow gender non-conforming pals, welcome back. I'm C28 and I'm almost done with this class. So, today was the 10th day of Principles of Music, and let's get into it. So the main thing we were going over was understanding how to analyze different chords and understand what key these chords are being derived from. Now, there are many different tricks that we were taught, but some of the really nice ones are this. If you take a look at the numbering system for a major scale, you'll understand that it goes major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. You can use that, knowing the whole steps and half steps and all that, to take a good guess. So one of the things that we were first looking at is seeing, do you have two major chords next to each other that are only a half step away? And if you do, you immediately know that those are the fourth and fifth chords within your progression. And that was a very fun trick. And the opposite actually applies to the second and third. So within the second and third, you'll find the same thing as the case, where instead of it being major, it's minor. And a bunch of fun little things there. We also went into harmonic transposition, which is putting your chord progressions into a different scale, which is very useful in many cases. One case being if you have a singer whose range is not compatible with what you are writing your piece in, you can transpose that so it matches the range of your singer. Or even an instrument. Perhaps you're playing an instrument that has a very limited range. Maybe something ridiculous like a kalimba. Maybe something less ridiculous like a trombone. You'd have a very specific range that you can't quite hit. And it's good to be able to transpose that. Now, a lot of it was just going over and asking questions and getting ready for the final exam, which is this Friday. But we also had lab, and lab was quite useful. And lab, we were applying this directly. So let's see if I can pull up the Logic projects that we had. I can show you what those look like. Where are they at? There it is. So the first one here that we had is we had several different chord progressions, and we had to analyze what the numerical value of that chord was within the scale. So we'd be told this is in C major, and these would all be blank up top, these section headers. We have to put in 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 5, 6, 4, and all that, and so on and so on and so on. Just hearing it and being able to analyze the piano roll. So. And that one was fairly straightforward. The other one was not quite as straightforward. What we also had to do was, let's pull it up here. So we had some famous songs that were put into a little bit of a copyright-free variant. And then we had to play the chords based on the numerical value that we had. So say we had Uptown Funk here in D minor, and we were given that it has a progression of 1, 4, 1, 4. And so with that, we had to play chords to it. And voice lead them. Rolling in the Deep by Adele. 1, 7, 6, 6, 7. And so on and so on and so on. And this is a very good class for a lot of students who had some last minute questions about how the numbering system works. It can be confusing. One of the most common things that was misunderstood was that the numbering would always start on the first chord of the chord progression. It's not always the case. You don't always start on the 1 chord. You could start on the diminished 7 chord if you were an absolute masochist. But you know, you have different areas you can go to. Yeah, pretty much this day was a final questions day, figuring out if we actually understood the content before carrying on to the final. And then the final after the final is going to be songcraft. We're going to complete a song using all of the information we have. We're going to have to create a chord progression to a melody we already created. We're going to have to add a bass line based off that chord progression. We're going to have drum loops going, and then add an extra percussive drum loop on top of that. And altogether, it's actually not too dissimilar from Project and Portfolio 1. So, quite beneficial. And with the song-a-days that I've been doing, and I'll start up next month again, I think I'm in good shape. But yeah, that's about it for classes today. That's about all we had. That's all we did. So, I guess any further updates? Let's think. Well, one thing, you know that evil Russian push-up program I was talking about? Restarted, doing archer push-ups now, you know, the side-to-side thing, trying to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, you know? Take care of your body, it's going to take care of you. And then another thing, thinking about doing some tech-based tutorials relatively soon on the channel. Might upload today, we'll see. And the idea is essentially, I am a very futurist type person. So I enjoy creating Siri shortcuts that automate life and help Siri just become a little bit more personable, whether that's through ChatGPT or whether it's through any other means. I do enjoy having that means of more personal communication with my phone. So being able to give that to you would be very fun. So that's about it. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you on the next video. Without further ado, take care, God bless, and goodbye.